Yeah.
Sorry. Dre's being extra.
He's being Dre.
I know he is.
Dre.
He is so extra.
Oh. All right.
He's scratched.
We did a little change up. Bloop, bloop. Did Theory Tuesday last week. Today is respectfully no. The debate. Dun,
Yep.
dun, dun. So, we are gonna talk parents versus social media. Who should raise your kid,
Ooh.
or
Well,
who's responsible?
I was
going
gonna
to
say who should. I was
then
like,
who
at this
should raise your
point,
kid?
I was like, I got 3 teens. Someone else, anyone else, anything else. Like I'm over it. These 3
Anyone,
teens,
please. But there's a slew of parents suing social medias. Oh, and about their kids and what they have done and harassment and stuff. So gonna see what you guys think
all right.
about are the parents right? Social media right? Is there a common ground that we can turn to?
Burn it all down.
Burn it all down. Burn it all down.
Bennett. So who wants to open?
I feel
Okay.
that
She says
Theon
this all the
should
time.
open. Yeah, see, because listen, it allows me to play my strategy. Oh God!
Oh, I
No,
thought you
put-
said punt. I was like, okay.
I mean, I'm gonna do that too.
I'm always
punt it
going to
out.
take the position of
Opposite of me.
anti-parents. I'm always going
Okay.
to go against parents.
All right.
So-
So let me hear your
So
argument.
parents should be raising their kids, not social media.
Right.
Because the world is the world, the world is the world. It's like you can't control that. You can't stop that. Kids are gonna what you can only keep your kids away from so many things, and it's like how you raise them would influence the way that they respond to those things. Like there was things that you could have showed me at 9 or 10 years old that I would have handled them well because my parents taught me how to handle those things well. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like social media is wild and it's crazy. I mean, it's the same thing as like dropping a kid off downtown in the middle of the night. Now, no one should fuck with them. Like it would be wrong if someone fucked with them, but if someone did, that's ultimately like your responsibility. Yeah. Because you decided to drop them off there.
My face is so tight.
It is so tight. What say you, Rachel?
All right. So there's so many factors here. Yes, there's real talk. Parents, you have to do better for your kids. Like if you come from generations of like shit is effed up, dude, something's wrong in your family. Like just go one visit. Let somebody hear your problems. Be honest. Like get that help, man. Break that cycle for real because like it is not good. That's why that shit ends up on social media. So, but as a parent though, in today's world, it is so different than what it was when I was growing up. You're bombarded with this piece. Most parents have to I don't know a whole lot of families now who have one full-time parent at home. Both parents work if they even have 2 parents in a household because we've got a lot of single households here. And that's a lot. That is so much. And the thing is now schools are requiring students to have phones and things like that or use that technology. So even if you wanted to keep it away from your kid, if you don't have access to those higher resources, like a private school or something like that, that's not an option. I think, honestly, both people hold at fault. I think we've got a generation of complacent, don't make the baby cry ever parents, which we've seen what's happened. And then we have a generation of parents who are trying to meet those basic needs and just can't even parent. So they're hopeful that maybe these kids pick up on some life skills, I guess, watching those things. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have 3. It's been an issue.
So I get not being able to take it away from them. Like I would agree. That's like impossibility at this point.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You can't unwalk through that door. You know.
Well, but systems are set up to help maintain that type of control, though, over the kids and things like that. I mean, think about how much money goes into advertising all of these different pieces our kids are exposed to. I mean, it's been like that for years, except the reach is now never ending. They can get you in the mail. They can get you on email. They can get you with a video pop-up. They can get you wherever you are.
So, like, that's what I'm saying. So, like, you can't control that. So you have to control the things that you can control. And what you can control is your preparation for those situations.
All right, so I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. When I became a parent, the world was very different. I became a parent in 2006. So, I mean, you know, we've seen some things. Social media was around at that point, whatever. But I had no clue the types of conversations I was going to be having with my children that were so drastically different. And my mom was a very open mom. Like, we talked about sex. We talked about, like, we've always been open. We always talked about, like, our underlying, like, biases and how to make sure we're catching all of those pieces. Like, that's how I was raised. But I am not fucking prepared for these conversations. Like, I mean, I've got kids, you know, who identify differently or whatever. And like, not gonna lie, I try to wrap my head around all of these pieces, but I forget some of the terms sometimes. I'm like, and you know, it's so much more than what I thought I was gonna have to be talking about. And then add in the simple fact I have 2 girls. So those conversations look completely different because it's safety. Then you add in, you know, they overturned Roe v. Wade. Now I have to break down just how fundamentally that important is to my entire fucking family. Like, in these conversations, dude, there is no book. There's never a book with parenting. But these ones are like, fuck, I'm fucking this shit up. I don't know. I think
times definitely change and situations change, but there's base things as like a human being that preparation is just gonna. I mean, growing up during the Civil War.
Who grew up in the Civil War?
No, I'm saying like just period.
Oh, I thought you was about to tell a personal story. I was like, who the hell do you know?
Like, if you grew up in the Civil War, like there was a certain set of just hell that you had to go through as a kid, and as a parent you never went through anything like that growing up, so you had to. Yeah,
but they didn't have 50 other people's opinion in their face all fucking day, and experts telling them they're wrong, the judging from every, like, do you know how much parents judge each other? Like, especially moms. Girls, stop it. Is your kid fed? Do you love them? I mean, like, is there a roof over their head? And if not, are you doing something about it? Like, love your kids, man.
But I mean, they still had to they had to live through war. I mean,
right. Hold on, they were living through war, Theon, but they weren't living through it and then watching it on repeat.
I don't think we can equate.
Were live.
I don't think we can.
Yes, we can. I
don't think we can
that.
I don't think we can conflate. I
just poked a big ass hole in his story. And
I don't think we can conflate war with social media.
Yes, the fuck you can. In some ways, Civil War, like, you're talking about how, like, the trauma and devastation. Yes, that, like, war is awful. Like, no, it is not like social media. But does social media hype up war? Does it add fuel to the fire? Like, those are all pieces that we didn't have in previous wars. And so, what's that look like? I mean, really.
I mean, I think.
Well, it looks like a fucking insurrection. That's what it looks like.
I think
that's actually what it looks like.
I don't think anything looks like what it used to look like. Like at any period of any time, it's like every time had its own like issues. Like growing up during the Civil War had its own issues. Growing up in Jim Crow South had its own issues. Like growing up during the Vietnam War had its own. Growing up in Vietnam during the Vietnam War, it was not like any other time before it. And there were things that you had to do to prepare yourself to deal with that world. But I think that preparation is universal. I think because I think at the root of everything, I think there's these nuggets of just human condition that we all go through at all time. So at all times. So no matter like what time period you're in, there's like certain things that apply that are universal. Like there will never be a time like now. There would never be a time like 10 years from now.
Listen.
There was never a time like 10 years before.
There was
now.
never a time 3 seconds like this before. But your argument's weak.
I don't think it's weak.
I think it's weak.
Let's
I'm telling
okay.
you. All right,
So
change our subject.
There's not change,
All right.
but there. Okay, so with the social media things on all the sites, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, and stuff like that. Majorly, well, YouTube, you can still be a kid, but you have parental shit. But you have to be 13 to sign up on your own account, quote unquote, right?
Right.
So in some of the cases where they're suing social media, the parents knew that their kid was on this app, signed up under their own stuff, but they weren't 12.
Yeah.
So whose responsibility is that?
So those are the situations where it definitely comes on the parent. I mean, as a parent who has 3 kids and have been, my youngest is now 12, in the depths of this BS for the past like 4 years. Yeah, you have to stay on top of it. But also as a parent who has been in the trenches with this shit for 4 years with a pandemic, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I care, but now I'm like at the point, like, if I bust you, like, I did have to have a situation where like we have that conversation about like sending your body parts, because I know like that's a big thing for kids, and I'm like, that is child pornography. Do not ever send that. Do not ever accept that. You have to tell me. Like, I have been on and on and on about it, because you know I want my kids to be safe. I don't want them to be breaking laws. Like, what the hell? So, you know, we're really stressing that piece. But other than that, man, I have just laid off from it. When I do check them, I like to do the surprise check, and every time I do, someone gets their ass busted.
Oh yeah.
But it's been, I use those opportunities when I bust them to break down exactly why you're in trouble. Like, I get that your friends are able to do this. I get all of these pieces, but this type of blah, blah, blah is dangerous or hurtful or whatever. And yeah. I don't know.
I think that means a lot to break it down, because if you tell kids no and then period, they're going to be like, well, fuck that. I'm going to do it hardcore.
Correlation that I'm seeing a lot between, and you know, I don't like to do stereotypes, but really conservative parents for the most part. So, and honestly, at the end of the day, I get that they have to explain these things and what they feel is best, but there are some things that you may just have to shoot straight from the hip, because you set your kids up for unrealistic expectations and danger if you don't. Like, not talking about premarital sex, especially today, like, your baby may be having a baby, so you really need to talk to them about that. And I don't know if anyone knows this, but like STDs among teens are rising at like some of the highest rates they have ever seen.
Save the dates. They get married?
STD. You're ridiculous.
Well, they might be, because now, I mean, with these new Roe v. Wade
like, my
laws.
whole argument is, all right, so what are those parents suing YouTube for?
Yeah, let me know.
Actually, there are some parents that are currently in with TikTok, because their children's did the blackout challenge, if you guys remember that, where you basically like choked yourself until you passed out, which
this was
all right,
wild.
so the blackout challenge. All right, so Nate, like, just to sum it all up, name the 3 most dangerous things about social media. If you had to pick 3 for children.
So it's never ending.
Never.
It's
all right. Well.
No, that
what
is
is
dangerous.
never ending?
So the access to it. So if you're a kid and you're getting bullied in school, it used to be we could go home and then that shit would go away if that kid wasn't in your neighborhood or whatever. But now it is a whole other level.
So
if
bullying.
a kid is bullying, like getting harassed, I think I think there is. Kids are growing and they're literally, their synapses do not connect. So having so many different, I guess, visual tricks like pranks, all of these things where kids are unable to understand the dangers behind it and making it popular is sick, like sick and twisted.
So bullying. What's another one?
bullying was that. All right, hold on. The everlasting access to it, they can access it wherever. It's always in their face.
I mean, access. All
Access is one. You
What's
discount.
bullying?
What's the
All right,
last
so we
one?
got bullying.
Bullying
what's
and
another one?
access.
Uh-huh.
And then I think the third one is like age appropriateness.
So, adult content and themes.
Yeah.
All right. So, bullying has always existed.
Correct. But not in your face. all
Adult
day.
content and themes have always existed.
Agree.
And, I mean, the access to certain things, I mean, mostly it used to be based upon, like, region or, like, where you from. Because if you were closer to, like, a red light district, you had more access to a red light district. So
Were you just strolling down there? Like,
I mean, you
what
could,
are you
though.
doing?
But,
oh,
like-
by the way, I have got a great idea that I have to tell you that's a compliment to Theon's old titty
yeah.
bar.
Like my cousin that grew up in the Netherlands, like her teenage years look very different from mine because she could pay $30 and be in a completely different country in 10 minutes.
And we could pay $30 and not even get our raggedy
No.
ass vehicle down the street.
Exactly.
But see, like that's what I'm saying. Like those human condition themes don't change. It's like how you can still prepare a child to deal with those.
Yeah, but I think, well, see, the whole thing is you, like, we're talking about a generation, though, now that is, so, like, the millennials are raising kids, and they grew up with all that stuff. There wasn't, I mean, yes, it got progressively worse, but, we're raising, and they've got research on it, generations of kids who are not quite ready to leave home yet. Like, the whole age keeps going up and up. There's a level of immaturity, and then there's a huge level that they're seeing of increased, like, selfishness, basically.
Yeah, and I will blame a lot of it on the previous generation because
Well, yeah, they're raising these assholes.
we told them that we had the belief that the internet wasn't real, that whatever happens online just happens online. We grew up thinking that, and that is not the case. And so, like, even now, even though we know that there's some reality to it, we still treat it like it's a thing that's not real. We don't treat it like it's the real world because if
That's
we did,
such an insightful
we
piece.
would
for
prepare
real.
our kids the same way. So it's like in the real world, you know, like you don't walk up.
I literally say that to my kids all the time. In the real world, like this is
in the real world, you're not gonna go up to a stranger and show them your genitalia. Like it's you're not gonna do it.
Some people do.
Some people do, but some
they
people
shouldn't.
Right.
And some people because you would tell
But you
your
know
kids,
what's wrong
it's
and
like,
right.
hey, we're going
Yeah.
into Target. Don't show
Whip
your
your
private
dick out.
parts. You know,
Oh,
like
what?
like you. Even just the idea of you having to tell your kid that sounds ridiculous. It's like, all right, we're going into Target, right?
But
Great.
the simple fact
No
is
one
I
that
do sometimes have to tell my kids dumb shit like
right.
that
But like
because of
most,
social media.
like but most people wouldn't have that conversation because it's like, no, I taught them at home that we're not going to pull out our privates in public places. But
Don't
like
whip your
when it
dick out, kids.
but because maybe it's even on a subconscious level, we treat social media and the internet like it's still not real. And so like maybe that kids pick up on things and they pick up on that. They think, well, I can do this because it's not really real. Even though to them it's more real than it has been for anyone ever in the history of the internet's existence. But because that subconscious like parenting of like, no, it's not really real. You know? And like bullying. It's like you teach your kids not to bully other kids in real life. It's
Fuck
like
that, dude. I
like,
don't.
Don't go and like push that kid.
No, I tell them not to bully people on the internet. I was like, real bullies, we show the fuck up at your house. I was like, that's how we roll.
But
over
like
here.
most people would be telling their kids, all right, now when you're on the swing set, and
Buck 'em
somebody
up.
comes up, like you jump, you push them in the mud, and you take the lunch money and all that.
Well,
you
I
wouldn't
don't
tell
want
them to
'em
do
stealing
that, but because we don't treat the internet and social media like it's a real thing, in that subconscious parenting, where it's like, well, this isn't real. I can say
But
this
this
stuff.
other generation, that's all they've known, and this is real to them, and that's why we also have seen teen suicides go up exponentially.
Right.
There's more eating disorders and things like that. Like it's in your face.
And I think parents still don't treat it like it's a real thing.
Well, the thing is like at the end of the day, for me, my hands are tied. So either I got my kids, like my kids had flip phones. Like they had iPhones. I took them away. I gave them flip phones. And, you know, that worked for a while. But then it's suddenly like I need access to get on my Power School to do A, B, C, and D. I have to do it at home. And I'm like, the fuck, man? Like, public fucking school. But like, you know, so now I've got to get it back for them. They've got to be able to access all of these things. And not gonna lie, there's a piece about it, like having teenagers. For me, I like to know where their phone is. And because I assume they're usually attached to it.
Exactly.
So it's a peace of mind. I don't know, it's such a catch-22.
But
On
like,
I'm sorry.
but like social media and all that, it's going outside for them. That is outside.
God, they're
that's
so
outside.
pasty.
That's outside. So it's like,
We should lock
you know,
them
like
outside.
school is one thing, at home is
Without
one
phones.
thing, and then when they go outside, that's when people start to show who they are.
Yeah, but they've shown, okay, so the kids were all out for virtual learning for like 2 years, right, on average. Like, these kids are coming back, no social skills ever. Like, I was talking to some teachers last year when they finally let them in, and for the whole year or whatever. And they were like, it was so weird. For like the first week, the halls were so quiet. Like they didn't know how to talk to each other. No, seriously though. Like, but they're losing all of these pieces because, and I think it's a combo, like you said, of like parents and the social media. But like if you are only watching nothing but ratchet shit on there, like, how do we expect you to fucking behave? Because I got one who knows good and damn well like Ratchet we keep in our pocket, but she likes to wave her flag all the time and just act a fool. And I'm just like, girl, like I have to be like, break it down for her all the time. I'm like, look, be who you want to be. Not what you think is cool right now.
Right.
Not any of those things. I was like, because this shit comes and goes. But it's so hard in that middle school age. They're so impressionable. It's like their whole world.
So, talking about the bullying, there is a case on Snapchat. So the boy was 16 and he was getting bullied through Snapchat. And Snapchat has a thing. Well, all of them have a thing where they said they do not. They don't allow bullying, and they will like show who it is. They will and like kick them off the app. But in this case,
What? So
they
they
didn't
just make
show
another fake one 5 minutes later. Like, woo.
Well, they didn't ever like show
it?
who it
Okay.
was, and then they never booted the bullies. So this kid was constantly getting bullied at school, on Snapchat,
Yeah.
and on the other two apps that Snapchat had, where it was anonymous. That's why they would show you who it was. And so then unfortunately he committed suicide.
Yeah.
So the parents are like, well, you have this in your guidelines saying that you will show us who the bully, like if there is bullying, you would out them and then kick them off. But that never happened.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, Snapchat stepped on their own feet by implementing that system. So now they're liable because they said that they were going to do something that they didn't do. But I don't think that Snapchat having
The anonymous apps.
I don't think Snapchat having to do that is something that's necessary. Like, it's a platform. How you behave on that platform. I mean, they have community guidelines. It's like this is what kind of place this is. So just like a normal like business like you walk into the mall.
Well, that's because it is a business.
Yeah, like you walk into the mall and it's like, all right, you can't fight or like stab people in the mall. Like, it's not allowed.
Right.
But if you're getting picked on at the mall, you know, I mean, it's not the mall's fault that you're getting picked
I get
on
what
at the
you're
mall.
saying, but
Right.
there's
You
some.
went to the mall.
And
It
there's
seemed
there's
like-
some pieces
It
to this.
seemed like the parents weren't aware. Like, they were aware that he was
Yeah.
getting bullied at school.
Yeah.
But they
But I
didn't
don't think they
realize it
were
fu-
aware, like, through social media,
Because
how
they
hard
don't
it was
think it's real
attacking.
life. They don't think it's real
Well,
life.
so I'm going to tell you as a parent who has watched this go down. this brings my kids to their knees, because even if I take away their phone, what happens is that all their friends are then coming and telling them, they're showing her the screenshots. She's trying to stay away from all the shit, but it still won't get out of her face because of the way it is. But at the end, where you were going and we're like, I'm going with this, like, the real fucking problem isn't necessarily social media or parents, it's how we fucking treat each other. If we started really treating each other with actual kindness, like all of the Christian pieces say, like, maybe, and I'm just talking about America at this point, maybe the world will be a nicer, kinder place. Stop being so fucking hateful.
Yeah, and just like don't say
anything
or do anything
or really,
that you wouldn't say or do in real life.
Well, the real problem is though, is that real talk, people, love yourself. Like, that's really what it is. Like, deep as shit, like, you're putting all your own insecurities and everything and your hate on everyone else, and the burden is too heavy for some of us to carry. Especially our young kids. Be nicer, man.
Yeah.
Like, and fuck capitalism, because they never care about you.
And so going back to the eating disorders that you brought up, Rachel, so there's so many cases. I was like,
Exactly.
I didn't even know that. I just clicked on one and it was like, these parents are suing because their daughter was on Instagram. So Instagram, of course, has the algorithm. Well, they all have an algorithm. So what you see more is what you get more of. So she started seeing, or I forgot how old they said she was, but she is now
Probably
19. But it probably was, or maybe younger. But so she was seeing underweight models, a lot of the eating disorder, pro eating disorder things, posts and things like that. So they are suing Meta now, because that's the parent company, over Facebook and Instagram, because of the algorithm, and she developed an eating disorder.
Well, and so think about how deep that actually may go. So we're talking about a young girl who started, maybe was like, oh, pretty model or something. What does it take to be a model is probably what she searched for. And then it starts this whole damn process. And at that age, people are really impressionable. And people, like, look, we got a lot of mental illness in this fucking country. Untreated. Yes. Unchecked mental illness. And so if you are depressed and you start seeing all these things, that builds up those awful feelings. If you're an addict and all you see based off from old searches or anything like that, or even new searches because they knew that you were an addict, is advertisements for prescription drugs or any of those pieces, like how, like, the system helps keep you like locked up. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a major like conspiracy theorist. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it is part of the algorithm, but so it seems like the parents knew where this was stemming from, or that she was looking at these things. So what do you do as a parent when you're watching your kid do this?
Like, this goes back to that mental illness. So when you have a child, and an eating disorder falls under that mental illness spectrum, when you have a child who has a mental illness like that, you can almost send them into a tailspin or any of those pieces if you pull, because it's an addiction at this point. Their brain needs that. Like, that's what, so I mean, honestly, work with professionals. Like, that you have to be able to work with professionals, or at least have a conversation about it, because, you know, I've had kids with, you know, some issues. The pandemic was tough, and for me, I had to just reach that outside help, because I was like, I don't know what to do here, and like, it seems like I'm doing one thing, but that's making it worse. Like, and I'm like pleading with them and like, help me help you, but they just don't have those skills yet. So yeah, you just gotta go get help.
Yeah.
No.
Just
no.
I mean, I can't really argue with that one.
Is there a way to break? Is there a way that they should? Okay, so the algorithm is set, but there is also a way to change this algorithm. So, okay, so they're looking at underweight models and pro eating disorder things, but shouldn't Instagram or Meta, excuse me, so we'll just encompass all of it, also show like healthier,
I think,
models, healthy.
I mean, the algorithm is, it shows
I wish
you.
You guys will have to look at my face, because God bless Esther.
And it's the algorithm is a point.
Listen.
No. So the algorithm is showing you what you have interacted with the most.
Right.
And if you started to notice that, hey, everybody that I see is like super skinny and has an eating disorder, is like, all right, so there's something. I'm looking at this way too much. So it's like if you ask someone like, hey, what are you looking at on Instagram? It's like, what is your feed showing you? And if it's all like big fat girls with the with the boobies out, you've been interacting with a lot of big fat girls with your boobies out. You might want to look at some sports stuff.
He's talking about
Beyond's
his own,
telling on himself.
But I was gonna say you're also approaching that though from an adult standpoint. So
No, but
really,
from an adult standpoint, I mean,
You
you would trickle
understand
that down.
an
You would
algorithm.
trickle that down
Like
because as a parent, wouldn't you
I get
trickle
that, but
your
I'll be
experiences
honest
down?
with you. Having this conversation right now, I don't think I've ever explained to my children what an algorithm
And,
is
I mean,
and how
I think
that's
you
used.
have to now.
And so now I do have to. And yet again, like I fucking said, this
And you
is
have to
another
go on
fucking
their stuff.
conversation that I wasn't
Yeah.
fucking prepared
Well, yeah.
for. Why don't we also talk about propaganda? Like, because we're gonna have to get into that.
Yeah.
Also, the Constitution. Like, I
And
don't
that's the-
fucking understand. This is too much.
And that's the
this
conversations I think
Burn
that
it
you
down.
have to have now. It's unfortunate that you have to have them, but I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, they're going outside. They're going outside and looking
Listen,
at all
though,
this stuff.
here's my thing.
Let me finish.
Okay,
They're going
sorry.
outside because they're looking at all this stuff. If you grew up or if you were raising kids in South Central in the late 80s and early 90s,
Those are the hardest motherfuckers ever.
when your kids were going outside, you told them a certain set of things, like this is what you're gonna have to do to make it back into this house. Like if we're in a blood neighborhood, you can't wear blue. If we're in a Crip neighborhood, you can't wear red. I mean, that's an algorithm. That's an algorithm.
But that was
And
an
it's something-
algorithm over a long period of time.
Not that long. I mean,
Crips
Okay,
and
hold on.
Bloods are not that
well, the
old.
difference
Yeah.
is that shit changes on a dime with social media. Tech is exponentially faster than what it and it'll be faster tomorrow.
but those algorithms stay the same.
But
Those
I
algorithms
get
are
what
the
you're
same.
saying, but I'm not prepared. I didn't realize I had to have a fucking conversation about
It's
an
like-
algorithm because my algorithm is not catching up to all these motherfucking algorithms.
Then
that I
I
gotta
was
have all these
like,
conversations about.
if you're seeing a lot of something, that means you're seeking a lot of
Dude,
something.
can we just kill Meta? Like, just in general. Like,
So-
just burn that
You could
down.
never,
And I
'cause
feel like it
another
might
one-
be okay.
Another one will come in
there's
its
6
place.
and it's
So,
waiting and at,
Listen, they're probably not going to be as good. They've worked on it a lot of time. They had a lot of money. I'm okay taking the risk with it. I'm fine with the risk. I feel like it's an option.
it just the talks that you have to have with your children
You
have
guys,
to
I'm
change.
going to write a book. And it's literally going to be list of shit I had to talk to
You
my
can write a
kids about
blog.
raising kids from 2006 till probably, honestly, at this point, because this generation, well, it's a fucked for them. So probably for death, 2006 till death. I'm just going to put, it's going to be like, honestly, it's going to be like a fucking tomb. It's going to be like 8 inches big.
That'll be
That's
the
what she
next
said.
respect.
You know,
hat.
and I think it's fucked as we know it. As we know it is fucked because we couldn't live like this.
Right.
And I think you could probably say that about every previous generation. It's like, you know, I don't know how you exist
Such and
like
such,
this.
such.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
You know?
The 80s, I'm sorry. The 80s and the 90s, they had it good. So fuck that shit. The rest of us,
But-
okay, what happened
depends.
awful in the 90s?
Like if you grew up in the 70s,
crack. Well, now we have pandemics. We still have crack. We have meth. Like what? Like should I go on? We have opiates. We have like all sorts. Well, we got fucking fentanyl.
but see,
fentanyl just showed
But
up.
that
They-
stems off of the
Crack.
crack epidemic.
But you're like,
But
and
look
you,
at how
AIDS.
so
long it
you
took
and
to
AIDS.
get there.
Oh,
you
yeah.
had AIDS.
So your
Well, now we have
conversations, your conversations change
Yeah.
with the times.
And
Like
if you-
you have to be up on it.
Right,
And like
but
if you
guys,
grew up in this,
I named shit that happened in like 2 years that are like life conversations.
Yeah.
Like I named a bunch of shit in 2 years.
like,
I'm not prepared. Listen, I feel like you're volunteering to have these talks with my kids.
oh
and
no,
I'm
it's
okay
like,
with
but if you grew up in the 70s, you looking at people growing up in the 80s, like, yo, I don't know how the fuck you're dealing with this.
Right.
Like, how are you dealing with this? And I think that's going to be, I think that's the way for pretty much every generation.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's really only the way for us. As Gen Xers, it's really only the way for us. Oh, wait, you're a millennial?
I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
That's awful. I'm
My
sorry. I
mother's
gotta
a
leave
Gen
this
X.
podcast now. Your brain is a Gen X.
My
I get
mom,
that.
my mom, yeah, she's the last year Generation X.
What What year was your mom born in?
1965.
That is not the last year
That
of
is the last
Generation
year
X.
for
That is
Generation
not.
X.
That is Generation Boomer.
That's X.
You're
no,
a
no,
millennial.
I am not.
No.
Fuck that shit. I am not a millennial.
Because it was.
I think-
Okay, so they got the timelines for X all fucked up and like millennials. So some of them say they go up to like 81. Other ones say they go up to 86. Some of them say they end at 78. So because I'm
No.
born in 81, I'm choosing to be a Gen Xer. I have a Gen X attitude.
No,
I'm not a fucking
I think
millennial.
millennials 82 to 93.
Well, good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can have it.
Whatever, ho. You're like on the ass crack.
First of all, that still makes me a survivor. And that's all that everyone needs to know.
But
yeah, like so the world that they live in or will live in,
Nice.
I think what
Yeah.
they're going through right now is preparing them for that. Because
Okay, but as a mom, when I think about that, holy, my algorithm don't move fast enough. Just fucking shoot me. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, put my ass out of my misery. Like, if it's all like they know your crimes before you do them, I'm going to jail anyway. So, like, fuck it. Like, I don't want that kind of world.
and even with
Minority
the
Report.
like socializing
Handmaid's
thing,
Tale.
I don't think those social skills will be necessary when they're adults.
The fuck? That is the... Okay, so then
Right.
we're going backwards. If you look at evolution, we didn't have a whole lot of... Like, we didn't write shit down and shit. And now we're going to fucking grunt and send memes to people for conversations? Fuck this shit. Take me back.
No,
Who
so-
has a time machine?
it'll be
I'm done with
virtual.
this bullshit.
That's only if you think about our progression as positive. Like evolution is just a response to a situation.
Great. Now I have to talk about evolution to
So
my
like
kids too.
yeah, so like evolution, like
Done.
if giraffes have long necks, they evolve long necks so that they can eat that the eucalyptus tree.
So we're
leaves.
evolving a shit ton of memes that we can eventually communicate
Yeah.
in nothing but memes and weird sounding
I mean, that's
noises.
the- that's
Well,
the
fine. Can I
environment.
trademark a noise then?
Yeah.
I'd like mine to be like. That's what I would like to do for communication.
maybe
yeah.
you can NFT it.
Maybe you could. Just the nature of commerce and business and all that, and even money. It's
Can we
like
just burn it down?
what we need to, what we have to do those things won't look like that in 10, 20 years from now. And to have the social skills that we have now and try to like translate those to what it will be, it'd be
Well,
pointless.
yeah, I mean, you're probably quite right, which I think is why I get so depressed because I look at the reading rates. Fuck it. Americans, you don't need to read, just watch these fucking memes and everybody can lie to you about shit. There's only gonna be a handful of us who actually understand
Yeah.
shit. So
Think about
I
how
hope you know that I plan to be a motherfucking tyrant. So because it would make me one of the smartest people in the next like 40 years, that's my plan. I'm making plans to be your fucking tyrant leader.
But like, think about cursive.
Vote for me.
You never use cursive anymore, but you learned
even
it
teach
because your teachers
Well,
told you
let me
that
tell
you had to
what
have
happens
it later.
when you don't know how to use cursive and you have to take like your praxis exam or like your GRE to get into master school. You sit in the like office and almost cry because you've rewritten this 3 times, but you don't know how to fucking write cursive and it has to be done in a whole cursive block. I literally watched that happen at U of M.
For,
3
for now
people,
it does.
Well,
three
now
people
it
could
does.
not write in cursive, and she kept sending them back. And
Soon it'll just be all computer
Yeah,
work.
for now it does. You know,
But you know what? Here's the thing. Guess what? None of these assholes, my kids included, are ever going to be able to read historical documents. I have all the knowledge. I'm going to rule the world. Fine. Keep getting fucking stupider.
And
It's
like,
easier for me to manipulate you.
like coding, having that skill to code in 10 years won't even be a necessary skill anymore.
Right, because what are you going to code? We're all just grunting at each other.
No, because like the building blocks to make
You don't
soft,
need it anymore.
yeah, you wouldn't need it anymore. Like those building blocks are there. It's like working on a computer, a DOS system computer.
I don't like where this future is going.
Like you
so
don't
what
like
this
learning DOS is obsolete. Like why
I mean,
would you even learn how to do that?
I get
You don't
where
have to
you're
do it
going with this,
anymore.
but I also really don't like it because to me, like this feels like I'm never going to be able to master this. I can hardly master Snapchat. Esther has to help me all the time. So what I feel like I need to do right now is go on like a criminal spree before I won't ever get to even go on one because if I think about it, I'll go to jail.
So, okay. So, for that, just talking like the adults, especially those who are older that started having kids later, you don't understand all these apps and what's it's. So should these apps and what's-its have more moderators. So should people be behind the scenes reading, going through, if you flag something, there should be somebody that should respond with like that.
I'm down with that. I'm down with people having jobs.
Because that would be...
So that's how
Yeah,
he's
man.
like, I'm looking at it as what a unique opportunity to have such a huge data breach and steal everybody's information. And because like, here's the thing, we like don't, who the hell they gonna hire? All they care about is making money. Someone thinks this is a work from home job, and like, next thing you know, there gonna be a whole page dedicated to these moderators where they post the most ridiculous shit. Not gonna lie, I'd probably follow it, but like, yeah, I'm part of the problem.
Well, the moderators, see, you can set things on moderators so they don't necessarily have to talk, but they're watching. So what the whole thing about the son that unfortunately killed himself is that there was supposed to be moderators on these anonymous apps going through tick, 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 tick. If you flag something, then they should have went on the back end and like deleted or kick the person off and let you know who it was.
Okay, so that makes sense then, because I got one time my account got suspended on Facebook, but it was actually, I didn't do anything. So what I had done was this girl I worked with she had like a snake on her back patio, and I said, oh, R.I.P. house, burn that shit down. And so I got flagged for that, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Casual arson as a joke is not okay? Like, fuck, America's so sensitive.
Yeah. So
Maybe
like
that's the other piece too.
So
There's a level of pussiness, and I don't mean it like that, but wussiness. Like they're like, these kids are soft as shit though. Like they are soft. They are some soft little motherfuckers. Like I could fight half the damn bus stop with one arm tied behind my back, old as shit and out of shape. Because these kids are that fucking soft. I can fight them with my words. That's how soft they are.
So like the whole thing with like the moderators like stealing people's like stuff. That sounds like an article that happened
on Fox News.
No, that it happened like 20 years ago, where a guy who said that e-commerce will never work.
Oh, dude,
It's too dangerous. Nobody will ever buy anything online. And Jeff Bezos, and before his divorce, was the richest man in the world. And that and I think it's the same way, because Jeff Bezos was thinking about the internet as a real place. And how to conduct business, and it's a real world.
Okay,
it's the real world. And so like the same thing. So like when we look at things like that, well, like with moderators, and so it was like, well, we can only see how it can go wrong. But the same way, like when like the banking system happened, was like, what? I got to put all my money to this, all my money to this company?
Actually, you don't.
It's like I got to give my
And
money.
you probably shouldn't.
I got to give my money to this company. What if they just take it? What if they just walk away with it?
They do.
And it's like,
that does happen.
The banking system will never work.
And it hasn't.
I mean, people still use banks.
Yeah.
It's successful. It's a successful
You use banks because there's
system.
not a better option right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really what it is.
Cryptocurrencies.
I mean, and think about how many banks there used to be, like physical banks, but now people like just don't see them anymore.
But I think that's what Meta is gearing for, making the internet more real.
Yeah.
So that's what they're
VR
trying to do with that
like that.
metaverse or whatever. Like Dylan was like, you should buy some property on this. I said, maybe. I said, if I do, I'm going to buy it over here. I said, but the whole fucking concept of this pisses me off. You're selling imaginary space.
But
and
it's
we're
not.
supposed to say that in this imaginary space that like, ooh, this place has a view. It doesn't fucking have a view. Like, it's an imaginary space. Like, you're paying for a premium space in a vast amount of spaces. What the fuck?
Isn't that what
Too
we
much.
do?
I mean, it's all imaginary.
That's
we live
what
in a
we
state
do.
with imaginary lines.
I agree with that. And that's why I said I don't care anymore. And this is also why I'm, like, feeling criminalistic tendencies right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on, like, a spree, maybe. Because what's it matter? Only, like, 40% of crimes actually get solved. Maybe it's closer to 60. Depends on your police.
Nowadays, because it's
Well,
easy
right now,
to catch
everyone-
people.
Oh, man,
Is it easy to catch people?
Oh, it's very
But
easy.
you gotta have police to catch people. And you gotta have prosecutors willing to prosecute. So minor crimes here in Savannah, have at it, Holmes. They're not from bothering to prosecute. You're gonna get a ticket and a slap. Who's down for a little bit of burglary? Just ask.
I thought you said who was down for burgers. I was
Burgers.
like, I'm not really hungry.
I'm
I
not
can
really
eat.
sure why. I'm not gonna say it again.
Burger.
Nope, I'm not saying it
She's
because
a
I knew
burger.
burglary.
There was a
like
lot.
delicious.
There was a lot of syllables.
It felt like a mouthful of syllables.
was like
It felt like I burglared something way bigger than what I could handle.
It sounds like you were saying like a basketball player from the Czech Republic's last name.
And now,
Number
welcome to the
27.
court.
Burglar.
Uric Burger.
All right, I fucking see. And this is what happens. So like all this shit just ends up getting played on a loop over and over again, and I can never escape it.
That's real
Ever.
life.
Ever.
So, parents versus social media. What's what?
We all lose,
it's-
except for the actual company. Seriously, capitalism is the only winner here.
Yeah, I mean it always wins.
Yeah.
It always fucking wins.
Well, it's each party has its own responsibilities that need to step up.
Yeah.
If you know your child's underage on a more adult geared app, then you need to be on that app.
So like mine have to still ask, but Naomi was like, when are you gonna make me not get permission to ask to like get an app? I said, when you get the fuck off my phone plan at 18, like, you can do what.
I was just kidding. Yeah, you're right.
I was
You're
like,
right.
no, because
You're
like
right.
I make them all ask me to get whatever they want, and that's it. Like I have to approve it, and I always look at it. You know, I like read at least a few reviews. I always read one good, one bad, and like then I approve it. But if it's something I don't know, because I'm like, what are you doing with this?
That's how it should be, because
Yeah.
parents have been getting in trouble. Well, kids have been getting in trouble because they'll put in their parents' credit cards to buy
Right.
stuff, and then you charge up
So-
$1,200,000 on
Barbie
the credit
shit
card.
costs.
I legitimately believe though that like social media could do more. So when kids register for accounts, what you could have done is like obviously they're pretending that they're older, like whatever. But if you see their pictures and you flag it, you don't know if they're 9 or 13. Let's just say that. Perhaps like they have to put in like parental information. But I also don't like that so much either, because then now like another data breach and everybody's got your mom's last name, like maiden name or some shit like that. I don't know. Like I feel like something could be done like that, or maybe it's like an auto response from like the phone carriers. If you're on a family plan and someone's getting stupid on social media, or you see something, like maybe the main plan holder
that'll
gets like a
be
text or
moderators.
something.
That'll be
Yeah.
a moderator.
Yeah, so I guess I don't hate a moderator, but like I guess you'd have to like, I think it has to be people who care about other people, and I think there's only like 5 left
Or
in the world, and the Pope doesn't know how to use things like that. I don't believe.
Or we could just fall back on mother capitalism. People who are paid well and treated well
Will do their job.
will do their
That's
fucking
not
job.
the motto of capitalism.
No, I said not motto. We
Oh.
fall back on mother capitalism.
Yeah,
So
but no,
people who
that's not
value
the-
their jobs because they're being paid well.
Yeah, that's not capitalism though. You realize that, because that's not what we have. Capitalism is I make the like trying to hoard all the money at the very top. Like what we have is a pyramid piece.
No, it's capitalism because it's you're paying someone for a service.
Fuck that. I'm done paying. Send me to bill collections, bitches.
He's like, all right, do this for this amount of money, and it's the right amount of money. So people care about their
yeah,
jobs.
but my thing is like Esther and I have offered to like break up with people and do bad news deliverers, because sometimes it's hard, like conflict controllers, whatever, chaos starters, whatever you want to call it. But like I would never set out to get rich on that. Like my whole goal behind that is to help people, and I think like that's where like I don't know, for me the difference comes from. I mean, not gonna lie, the money feels good, but I will at this point in my life, and I think if more people were able to get to this point. Also, if inflation didn't suck and all those other things. All right, so let's just pretend perfect world. Like, I don't care how much money I'm getting paid if I love what I do. But if I fucking hate what I do, you better pay me all the damn money.
No, but this is
Because, like,
it's
I'm,
just
like, for real.
There's an appropriate price for everything. If you work
Yeah.
one of those jobs where it's what you enjoy,
I would like
the
to-
appropriate price is what
I mean, I
is
get-
enough
yeah.
to allow you to do that job.
I would like to explore appropriate pricing for like weird things that people want to do, because you never know. I might be interested in doing that. And because I am cheap, I wouldn't mind if they were like, put your toe in Esther's mouth for like $100. Bitch, you about to get this toe.
Hell no,
All
that'd be
right.
more.
Well, come on.
You know, I
Maybe
hate
150.
I don't like feet.
Did
You
see
put your finger in my
Did
mouth.
you see a ghost?
Exactly.
No, I thought I heard.
You might have.
I thought I heard something, and then I see Andre's on the couch, so it kind of
it's
freaked
probably-
me
Then you
out.
did. It's probably.
It moved my trumpet today.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
First
so
of all,
like,
that's not okay. That means that ghost is gaining power. It's
So-
probably because it's sitting in the depression room.
Don't call my bathroom the depression.
yeah, I put my trumpet on the counter
I'm
and
there
I
all
laid
the
it
time.
flat, and then I walked away from it, and I came back to it, and it shook. Yeah,
It used to fuck my bag up all the time.
yeah, no, it flew open a flap.
Yeah, it did not. It did not like
Listen,
my
here's the thing.
my vegan leather purse. It did not like it.
It was vague.
I, at this
Vague.
point, am so over like all of the regular bullshit and feel like I need to add one more conversation to my kids' list of shit. So why
Done.
not add like a haunting to it? Like,
Do
what's
it.
up? What? Is,
And now
I'm just
you gotta-
over it.
What's up with hauntings?
Mm-hmm.
Well, blame is on both.
Yeah.
Parents got to do more. You got to be up in that business. You got to be up on social media. You have to be up on the new algorithms. You got to be looking at your kids' phones.
I think it boils down to the relationships, though, really. Like, just, man, you know what your parents did wrong. Try to do better than that. And, like, for real, just talk to your kids like they're fucking humans. Because they are.
Exactly.
Like, don't dumb down shit.
Exactly. And then social media sites, if you say your guidelines is no bullying and
Yeah,
you're going
whatever
to take
you-
action, your
whatever you say,
guidelines
you gotta stick
set.
to it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
stick
well,
to
it
those.
says shall or may probably in the policy, which is how they get around that
And
shit.
if you need to hire more moderators, if
Yep.
there's an issue of people going through and tracking red flags, then that's on you.
And if you
Listen.
don't want to do it, keep it a buck and just don't do it.
Don't do
Yeah,
it.
that's
Just
just
take
true.
it off your guidelines.
Yeah.
Take it. Tell the parents we ain't gonna
Esther,
like your kid is.
you would make the
underage.
best moderator. I'm just throwing that out.
Be
If
like, "Fuck
Google
you,
or
kid."
anyone is looking, Esther would make a wonderful moderator. She cares and she's quick with the mouse and clicker. See, I'm not.
She'll change the algorithm to K-pop all the time.
Which doesn't
only
that
on
just
mine.
make everyone happy?
That's
Just in general. How can you hate K-pop? You can't. It's nice.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This has been Respectful Nah. I think we came to common ground on here, though. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
There's both sides.
Theon's volunteering for a few of these conversations because I got a few and I got to delegate them off my plate. So, you know, you're more prepared
all the
for
tech
this.
stuff.
I'm like, yo, don't do that shit. I'm
Listen,
out.
like, you're laughing, but like that's how some of these conversations go because I only got to cover like 45 in one conversation. Yo, don't do this. Like,
Hey,
that's it.
Hey,
Done.
yo, what are you doing? Nah, don't do that shit.
Sometimes the latest conversation I had with the kids was along the lines of like, all right, fuck around and find out then. I was like, because you know what? I'm just
Fuck
done
around,
with you guys. And I did. I was like, and they just like looked at me and I was like, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because I am like, I'm crazy as shit. And they're like, we know.
Keep that in mind then. So let us know what you think. Who is the burden on? This is an age-old argument since movies, TV shows, video games. Parents are always complaining about what kids are seeing, but then also, are you not with them when they're seeing
No.
this or playing this? Didn't you buy them the game?
Sometimes.
Listening to all that damn jazz music rotting in the brain.
Exactly. Like this has been a argument through. This argument will change as
hold
we
on.
grow
Yeah.
older.
You want to know what the difference is, though? The real big difference
What's that?
is at the root cause of it.
Okay.
We stopped whooping the shit out those kids. Like, that's the whole thing. Society said, don't spank them anymore. And listen, I didn't have to spank a whole lot.
Right.
But when they got it, they knew about that shit. They still talk about that shit. And that's how we
Exactly.
grew up. Like, if you talk about a whooping, your ass ain't gonna do that again. But if you're
yeah.
talking like, oh man, my parents grounded me. I can't wear my Jordans and I had to wear this ugly hoodie.
What's the digital version of a spanking?
Oh, trolling, I guess. Oh shit! So
Make
we're
them
bullying
like
them that
post
way?
them. Make them post like one of those sad ass videos where they just like show the cue cards and drop them down. It's like I was acting up in school today and have like piano playing. My my mom says that she's real disappointed.
No,
in me.
she said, I'm sick and fucking tired of these 2020 kids. That's what she did. She was like, and then just rolled that video. Because, like, I looked at my house and I was like, I wish I knew how to make a TikTok because I would do that one.
Or some parents have like shamed their children
Yes.
on the app and stuff, especially the kids that were trying to act like they were in a gang. They were just like, oh, you're in a gang now, and just like,
Oh, well, that's when I'm like, let's find out because I'm going to jump you
smacking
in.
it up. Exactly.
I love the mom catching the girls twerking videos.
Yeah,
Those are the
they're
best.
just whooping butt. Yep, as it should be.
Yep.
As it should be. We will be back next week with Web Chronicles. I'm reading some 1-star reviews.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God, I have some too. I love reviews. I
okay.
cannot wait.
Yeah.
Let's write some.
No, I don't like writing bad reviews.
I do.
Okay.
I also like writing
I will
good
watch
ones.
you do. Yeah,
Okay,
I do good ones.
I do want to execute a live prank on Naomi though when she's at work. I think we can mix up something. I got an idea. Okay, so stay tuned for that.
Great. All right, we will talk to you guys next week.
Bye.